Ladies and gentlemen, it is currently September 5th, 2012, and I am here to bring you another exciting Honey Badger episode. I believe I talked about this one for 5 to 10 seconds in the last game where we saw the Broodlords, and this is going to be Honey Badger versus Fauj. I guess that's how you say his name. Let's just go ahead and get this started so we can see what we're going to see here. Honey Badger does play as random, just so you know. That's why the race keeps changing, and we have playing Zerg this time against our opponent Fauj. He is Protoss. As you can see with the APM, Honey Badger pointed this out. Very good at APM spamming as Zerg, and you can see it right there. That's pro level stuff right there. Okay, beginning of the game, let's get this going here. We're gonna follow one of these probes moves out here in a minute, so we're gonna follow that guy as soon as we figure out who that guy is. And this guy, Nexus hotkey does 1, that's all he's got. That's all he's got. That's pretty noob if you ask me, but again, this is on ladder, so the guy may be horrible, he may be decent, you never know. We got gateway here. Honey Badger actually went hatch first. You notice the spawning pool isn't even halfway done yet, and the hatchery's already done. Pretty ballsy. We're gonna follow this here probe. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the interface because we don't really need it right now. As you can see, the APM is tapered off, so I'm going to turn that off. This guy, he built a random pylon, and that really confused me because I watched this before just to make sure that I knew what was going to happen, because I hate going into a game and being like, what is this guy doing? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. He's got a forge on the way. He's going to cannon rush a Zerg. Cannon rush a Zerg. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. Then he has a Twilight Council already on the way. I don't really understand that either. As you can see, let's just pause this real quick. Gonna go to Honey Badger vision here for a second. And you can see that Honey Badger has no idea this is going on yet. The cannon rushing. Actually killed this pylon down here with 4 drones like you're supposed to do if there is a cannon rush. And then went back to the merry business because didn't really see this happening here. Any of this stuff. Any of that stuff. Didn't see any of it. Okay. And I believe this is when Honey Badger first gets the inkling that something is awry, and there it is. See the pylon. Or actually, yeah, that's a cannon going down. And then sends Overlord that direction, sees that there's a cannon already up, pulls the drones back to doing their job, and starts making roaches. Why? Because roaches eat cannons alive. Now while that's being built, actually we'll go and watch what happens to these cannons. You can't cannon rush a Zerg, retard. It's so funny that the guy actually tried to do this. I mean, there's a chance now that it can actually delay the Zerg, but there's no way you can actually kill one with cannons. It's just not possible. And this actually... If the roaches would have been more organized, that would have been a lot shorter of a doodad there. But while this is going on, you can see pulling the drones just to kill the cannon. Which is smart. We have Mass Zealot going on for our Fauj guy. And see, yet again, very smart here, targeting the pylon instead of the cannons. If you kill the pylon, you don't have to worry about any more cannons, do you? Actually, bringing your fleets in on the That's not targeting the pylon. Didn't bring in some drones, which was completely unnecessary, but did it anyway. Just go. I think at some point Honey Badger sends these drones back. They're pretty quick, actually. These guys can wrap. Oh, they go. And we have to clean up here with the queens. I love that the queens were involved. That's pretty great. And this guy actually moves his probe over here. Which, again, Honey Badger somehow did not see. And he tries again. He actually tries again. That, to me, is just getting to the point of ridiculousness. Now, at some point here, yeah, it's coming up here pretty quick. There is actually a counterattack by Honey Badger, because whenever you see somebody cannon rushing, what do you automatically think? Well, they can't possibly have any units back home, can they? This guy with his freaking cannons, so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I mean, really. He has +1 ground weapons on the way, which is just now starting Warp Gate. That's pro right there. Freaking 10-minute Warp Gate. 10-minute Warp Gate. Yeah. Funny enough, got the Evo Chamber, I think for anti-air primarily, but never actually used it for upgrades. I think the entire match we go without upgrades on Honey Badger's side, which was a minor mistake. But, you know. Oh, we missed that. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. There's no way. This is actually kind of funny. In terms of the roaches over here, note that it's not that many roaches. You'll see when they get here. Not that many roaches. It's only 7. And sends them up here to check for a big stuff. He actually did get charged before Warp Gate, which I found even weird. That is a fair amount of zealots, so they of course finish the roaches off. So unfortunately, Honey Badger was actually paying attention, sees Mass Zealot, and goes, oh, well, I'll just build a crap ton of roaches and wow you with them. Here goes freaking. Seriously, more cannons for it don't matter. Now he went over here and took out the drone at the watchtower. Honey Badger actually did see these this time with the grass vision here. He goes ahead and just attacks. This is the point at which you should have been attacking the pylon. Switching fire when you almost have it dead was kind of silly. But it did avoid a loss of 2 roaches, I think, unnecessarily. But the guy actually sent zealots in, so he's trying to be all pro with his multitasking, right? Although I know APM is still horrible. Let me check out the average here. I mean, that's pretty epic. I mean, 75 average for your average player really isn't all that bad at all. We got roaches, we got more roaches. I don't think that this game ever actually gets past roaches. Pretty sure it doesn't. Start making the transition to go past roaches, but they never actually go that far past. We do have a Spire Inbound, which again, this is one of the few times when I saw Honey Badger actually put the tech structure in the main. Most of the time, they build the structures right here, and it's because that means both both queens to defend it, and it's easier to defend against any sort of drops because it's in the middle of your base as opposed to on the edge. Now with this amount of roaches, Honey Badger decides to go ahead and get a third base up, even though the second base actually did just get fully saturated. So that's good. Finally getting the first melee upgrade, and this guy's going to send zealots over here. Unfortunately for him, that's not going to work out too well. And Honey Badger does actually see that coming. Does see that coming. So he doesn't even go after these. I mean, that is so many roaches that these zealots literally evaporate. I think they get 1 or 2 roaches before they all just die. And at this point, Honey Badger's like, I probably just killed at least half your army. At least. Turns out it was his entire army, as you can see by his 29 supply. And his expansion that has 1 prototyping at it. Keep in mind this is 15 minutes into the game and this guy is at 30 supply. To say he is bad is probably an understatement. Here come the roaches. Big roaches. Oh, but what Honey Badger doesn't know, because didn't sack and overlord in there or oversee to check, is that our friend Fauj is in there with a whole 2 void rays. Unfortunately for him, void rays don't kill roaches very quickly. And as a result, Honey Badger smartly targets all the pylons, which means not only is he going to have to rebuild the pylons, but he's going to have to wait to build units until the pylons are rebuilt, because it's going to be heavily split up. Down to 26, 18. That's right, ladies and gents. Fauj has been reset to the basic 10 supply. How ridiculous is that? This is one thing that I disagree with targeting that. We should have targeted the Saboteurs, then we have no chance of Stalkers. We didn't actually run those things more than Stalkers. But back home, sees the Void Rays, automatically goes for Corruptors. Very smart, very smart. Still floating an insane amount of minerals. I mean, with the 200 supply, could have just flooded Zerglings and overran the dude's base because he only has 3 Void Rays. And this guy, this is the funny part, okay? This guy, sending his Void Rays out, right? He has no idea these Corruptors are coming at all. This is what happens. No idea the Corruptors are coming at all. We're going to go to his camera. He's at 18 supply, 34 out of 18. Void Rays are going up to kill the 3rd. He never even checked the minimap to see what that was. What that blob was that just flew by. Never even checked it. And he looks, sees the Corruptors, and wait for it. Leaves the game. He sees the Corruptors and leaves the game. This is why you do not cannon rush a Zerg. Period. You just don't do it. It's ridiculous. I mean, this guy, wow. Just wow.